For years, Somalia has been engulfed in a brutal, violent civil war. Today, the US intervened with a dramatic airstrike to take out a man it believed was a serious threat. So what do we know about the target of the strike? Well, he's called Adan Hashi Iro, a top military commander for the Al-Shabaab militia. Sometimes described as the leader of Al-Qaeda in Somalia, he linked the local militia to Al-Qaeda's leadership in Pakistan. Speaking to the BBC today, a spokesman for the Al-Shabaab group promised revenge. He said the incident would endanger US interests in the region and those of governments who support the US. He said Americans and their allies would not be safe. So how did the US strike its target? The order was given thousands of miles away at Central Command in Tampa, Florida. They tracked him with satellites, informers and intercepted calls. They sent details of his location to a US vessel off the Somali coast. At 3 a.m. it's thought up to 4 Tomahawk cruise missiles were fired from the vessel. They headed for a single-storey compound in Dusamarib. The building was flattened. But how much difference will Iro's death make?
This death does not mean much because it's one bad apple in a situation where chaos and instability have been the rule for 20 years. And so it's hard to believe this person was the main cause of that. It's hard to believe his death will be the end to that.
Islamic militants briefly ran Somalia until the end of 2006, when Ethiopian troops backed by the US ousted them. But the fighting has continued, creating a humanitarian crisis, but also wider security concerns. Somalia's instability poses a real threat. The chaos has been a draw for Al-Qaeda seeking a base, and for those who want to fight with the Islamic militants, including some Britons. At present, security sources believe dozens, rather than hundreds, are travelling from the UK to fight and train in Somalia. That could grow, and the country could become a staging ground for attacks, including against Britain. This morning's missile strike may have succeeded in eliminating one senior commander, but that's unlikely to have much impact on Somalia's underlying fragility and the dangers that it may pose. Gordon Carrera, BBC News.